Thank you, Brian. Well, marriage in America is on the decline due to reasons such as a high divorce rate, cohabitation, and high rates of out-of-wedlock births. But does the decline in marriage also lead to higher poverty rates? Joining me now is Sheila Weber, Executive Director of National Marriage Week USA. She would know. Good to see you, Sheila.
Thank you.
I want to get right to the stats because I think these are going to surprise a lot of people. If you do these things, if you graduate from high school, if you work full-time, and if you marry after the age of 21, you only have a 2% chance of living in poverty. That's amazing because when you look at those three things, not that tough to achieve.
It is amazing, and we want to get the message out that marriage is sort of the unsung anti-poverty program. And I think that both the left and the right can come together, even though they disagree on many other issues, come together about marriage being a solution for poverty. In fact, the Heritage and the Brookings institutions both have something to say. The Heritage Foundation says that if a child lives with both his married parents, his chance of poverty drops by 82%. And the Brookings Institution says that if we had the same marriage rates today that we had in 1970, we would have 25% less poverty. Because in 1970, we had almost 80% of adults in this country who were married, which is amazing. Today, that has dropped down to only 52%.
Right.
So that's a huge fall off in the practice of marriage.
So let's take a look at what the flip side of that first figure is. If you don't do those three things that I talked about, you have a 77% chance of living in poverty. What does that say for the future of our kids?
Well, we really want to get the message out that we need to revalue marriage. I think we've sort of thought of it as something disposable these days. And that's not to say that there are people who are doing the very best they can in the circumstances they've been given. It's not about making anyone feel guilty. It's about where do we go from here? We would like to have people find more success in having great marriages and also realize it's all about the child. This is the most advantaged place. This is the best place to give children their advantages.
You say these are America's marriage problems, loss of marital skills. The current generation doesn't know what a healthy marriage looks like, which is sad. Pop culture, I mean, I think this has so much to do with it because we see these, you know, all of these stars. And in fact, my own child will say to me, Mommy, how did they have a baby? They're not married.
Well, it's unfortunate that we have this celebrity culture of unwed parents who are modeling something that makes it very difficult for people who live paycheck by paycheck. And I think they're sending a message that is not helpful for the regular American because marriage is falling off a cliff in working class and lower class America. It is hurting our families to have this decline in marriage. You know, it's really about the children, and we know research is overwhelming that children perform better in school, have less trouble with the law, less teen pregnancy, and less addiction if they can be raised with both their parents.
And that's a whole nother set of criteria, much less just the financial ones that we started with regard to poverty. It's such an interesting analysis. Sheila Weber, the Executive Director of National Marriage Week USA. Thanks for your thoughts.
Thank you for having me.